One thing Nigerians need to stop doing immediately.
What we were saying earlier on. Performative religiousness. They need to stop it immediately.
I agree, Sha.
Stop it.
Hello, welcome to a brand new episode of Tea With Tay pod. We did good. The episode they move. This is like the 10th episode, and we're moving very, very fast this season. My guest today has been on the podcast before, but he's been evolving. He has evolved over time, and we need to bring him back to have more conversation. He's a rapper, actor, and a cultural influencer, if you ask me. My guest today is Falz Falana. Falz in the building. A round of applause for my guest. I don't know why you don't clap when I say clap. This is a superstar. Oh, yeah. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
Welcome back, my friend.
Appreciate
How are
it.
you?
Thank you. Okay, my dear sir.
You know, when they said Falz was coming back, I'm like, this is a return. This is like Jesus coming back, but not in that light.
Yeah, very important.
Well,
And I didn't come empty-handed. Brought you some chow.
You see, my guests, take a cue from Falz. This is the first person that has brought us food, that knows that we're doing a lot of hard work here, and decides to bless us. Thank you so much. Not as much as this.
A child, now big chops.
Now big chops. Is it just for me or me and the crew?
For everybody. We have to feast
rich all
together.
of us, but there's love in sharing.
You go reach now.
Let me put this here.
You go reach. We have to feast together. It's very important.
How have you been?
I've been good, man. just working, back
I
to back.
see that. I see that you've evolved over time. Like, even from the last time that you were here, like, so much has been happening. But I really want to know what you've been up to, beyond Instagram and what we see. What have you been up to?
I'm just, putting in work, creating. I've been really busy putting this album together in the last couple of years. And it's like, it's not even this beat just started overnight. This thing is like a couple of years in the works. So it's required a lot of attention, a lot of, in-depth work on the music, on the lyrics, on everything. But it's also been very exciting.
Yeah.
The moments where we go just travel. When I say we, myself, producers, creative director, we just travel, we just go, go soak in new vibes, taking the atmosphere there.
Right.
Because for a creative, it's very important to take yourself out of where you're used to. Did a lot of that for this album as well. And I think it paid off, man.
Speaking of new vibes, I feel like you guys have a new direction, you and your team, right? From the fashion to even the sound, is this intentional? Because I've been looking at your Instagram like, why is Falz dressing up so much these days? Falz didn't so care about the looks, this drip like this, that. I would say I go wear, but I'm so shocked that there's one mesh that you wore that I'm just like, is this a new direction? Is this the...
No, I mean, come on, my looks have always been looks.
Well, they've been great, but they've been rapper
looks.
There's
just a direction now,
right,
that is glaring. It's like you can see what it is. And I think it's important because with the music as well, it's very vivid. When you listen to the music, you can see it. So I feel like the fashion too has to be married together. And also because of the theme of the feast. The feast is way beyond just the music, man.
Right.
It's culture.
Right.
And it's us soaking ourselves into all the different depths, all the different aspects of us that make us uniquely us. And when I say us, I mean Africans.
Right.
So it's our fashion, it's our food, it's our music, it's our film. So everything has to go together. That's why that fashion is very, very vivid. You can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. Before I'm going to get into the feast proper because I have a lot of questions about the feast. But I read that you recently became an uncle.
I did, man. So emotional, man.
So first of all, I don't even know you get sister until
I get
the drama happened, right? And because they've been in the background.
Waiting day crazy now. When I been first post my niece, I don't talk anything. I just post the picture where I carry baby.
I was so happy for you already. Say finally.
But you can still be happy for me now.
I know. I thought we had Falz Jr. I didn't know that
still be my own child.
It was your sister Shai.
It still be like my child. I cannot like give you. It's so emotional and it's like it's life changing, bro. You know, we really know until it happened because a lot of people they talk and say, you go be like saying your child. I don't know until I feel and truly.
So, like, were you at the hospital when she had the baby?
No. But I'm saying, like, as soon as the baby arrived,
right,
it was like, man, this feels like this is my child.
what are the uncle duties for a superstar? Like, do you have to like leave work and come and say, okay, let me carry the baby today? Is she drawn to you?
So unfortunately, they live in the UK.
Right.
Yeah. So proximity-wise, I'm not as close. But of course, it involves, as much as possible being there, constant visits, involves, of course, just supporting in any and every way possible. And of course, you have to be there for your niece now.
Right.
If he's buying toys, if he's, whatever it is.
Have you bought toys? What did you buy?
Yes, now.
What did you buy?
No, I just say, okay, I want you to help me buy a toy for this child. I don't know what a child of this age will like, but please just take this.
I get it.
When you don't know what to do, it's also okay to just say, this is a budget. I allocate for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rich uncle. Okay, so like you had spoken about like, you and your team going away, just to get more creative, to take in more influences. I think that's also very important for like creatives, especially because you have always been in the creative space, right? Did you ever get to a time where you had a block and you're like, you know what, for this new album, I'm going to remove myself so I can take in more influences? Like, what did you get new inspiration from? Was it the trips that you took? Was it the break that you took? Because I noticed that there wasn't music for a while. There was more maybe acting, more activism. Then you came back with this.
Yeah. What seemed like a break was just I was fighting some personal battles, man. I had 2023. I had a 2020 end of 22. I had a crazy injury.
Right.
I tore my ACL, so I had to do surgery the following year.
Right.
So just going into surgery, pre-surgery, post-op, all the physiotherapy, all that stuff. Of course, that was a setback because that puts you down for some time.
Yeah.
And physically, but also psychologically, because it takes a toll. It takes its toll, man. And, also just even, you wouldn't feel motivated, within that period. So it was a lot. I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
It was a lot. But I'm grateful that I've been able to get past all that. Still very much in physio every now and then, but I can do leg work now.
No, but you know what's so interesting? When, I don't know if it happens to you, when a creative takes a break, a forced break, like what happened with you? What's the mental space that you're in? Do you feel like left out of the scene? Do you feel like, oh my God, I need to get this, why did this injury happen? I need to get back in the scene quickly. Were there gigs that you turned down that you're like, oh, I wish that I didn't tear?
Yeah, for me, I won't lie to you. For me, it felt like I needed it.
Right.
It felt like I needed it, because a lot had been happening. We cannot give you.
Tell me now. You said a lot of personal. I won't ask you, but
so no. So when I said the personal piece, it was mostly around the surgery,
right,
and just the physical toll it was taking on me, and psychological as well. But aside that, I'm talking leading up to that. So since like 2014 or so, where I started get like mainstream mainstream recognition, I've just been moving, my bro. I was just moving.
Yes. I see something they pursue. Yes.
An album almost every year, bro.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Movies. And then leading up to like 2020, where the world was forced to just kind of pause. But even within 2020, still, you know what I'm saying? Bob Daddy still gay, still. But coming out of that, I put out the album in 2022. But, then that was when the injury happened. I felt like, in some way, I needed to just pause. Yeah. Just breathe. Because 2020, end of 2020, October, all that craze that happened, it was a lot, man.
Yeah.
It was a lot psychologically. And we're used to just moving. On this side of the world, we're used to just moving. Just move. But from time to time, you need to breathe and take in something that has happened and process it and, figure out how you want to move from it. Yeah. So I wouldn't lie, I didn't feel bad about it. I didn't feel in a hurry to come back.
So the pause wasn't scary for you?
It wasn't scary for me. For me, I was okay. I didn't feel like, also because I knew it wasn't going to be for that long. It's just momentary. It's a little bit. And, sometimes it's also fine to take a breather, reorganize, evolve again. Because now you listen to the feast and you're like, who is this guy?
Right.
Here's a new version of this gentleman. What's up with that?
Yeah.
And that's important.
Right.
You need to be fresh.
Right. Listen to the Fist. I feel like it was very deliberate, even with the lyrics. I feel like sonically, even lyrically, like there's so much emotions behind it. Like what were the heaviest emotions behind recording that?
For me, we wanted to pass through a range of emotions, a couple different palettes. And as the title implies, I felt like it was important. But the general message thematically is community. I feel like we've been so individualistic with our mindset, just as Nigerians, as Africans even, that now we need to start thinking about the communal. We need to be more there for each other.
Right.
It's not just, me and my family are okay. I beg, I don't send anybody else. Because that man in office, we complain about things not okay. But that man in office, the reason why they chop money, they chop. And because you don't send your papa. You don't send your daddy, bro. And, if he thought, this thing I'm doing, it's going to have an adverse effect on this remaining 200 million people with there. And at the end of the day, that would mean that we keep on going back as a people.
Yeah.
If he stopped for a moment to think that, then he wouldn't be doing the nonsense he's doing. But innocent.
Right.
So yeah, the need to now start, thinking about the communal. But I also wanted to do things differently. I'm not making the sort of conscious music that you might typically be used to, which is me being very confrontational.
Yes.
Head on, direct. I mean, tell you. For example, this is Nigeria. It's very literal.
That was
it's very literal.
Direct,
Here is more subliminal. It's more, you jam this album for like 3 weeks straight.
And you could think.
Just because it's a sonic beauty. And then 3 weeks later, you're going to realize, come, now we think this guy did talk for here be this. So that's what I was trying to achieve with this. Also because it's important to just change your approach from time to time.
Right. So the themes of this album is not just for consciousness. It's also are they love songs? Are they songs about?
Of course. And even within the consciousness, we go still love now. As an African man, go still love now. So Famo Me, for example, it's a beautiful love song. Slow Down with King Maddie. It's a love song as well.
I mean, it's
King
Maddie,
King Maddie is
a beast too.
Crazy talent, bro. Look, we're in the studio and producer, big shout out to AYK. He produced this record and Famo Me, by the way. And I just told him I wanted us to do something different, something unexpected. And when he played this, she was like, this one. And I was like, yeah, this one. And she was like, okay. Big shout out to her as well, because not every artist will be down to push the envelope.
Yeah.
If you hear Maddie on this, you know you've never heard Maddie like this before. But you also cannot deny that she sounded so seasoned on this record, bro.
But she's so young. Like, I wonder where she gets that seasoning from.
She's young, but like 18 or something.
Is it just? I think it's just natural talent because I don't think she's done.
Oh, it's a gift. It's a gift. Some people just have it.
Speaking of people just having it, how do you know who to put on an album? Because there's so many artists there, right? How do you know? Do you go to and pray, or do you go to your team and say, you know what, this is the direction we're going? These are the kind of people that we need on the album. What is the thing that makes you just feel like this is the right person for this song? This is the amount of people that I want to put in this album, or even the number of songs to put on an album, or the songs that will actually even make it to the album.
So as per number of tracks, you never really know. There's no set number of tracks. There's no generic number. There's no, you just kind of figure it out as you go. For this one, I knew I didn't want it to be too long, but also I didn't want it to be too short, because an album is a feast. It has to feel, big. But I also didn't want, because of how short the attention span is, I didn't want it to feel like, this is a bit too tedious. So I thought the perfect number was 12. Keep it nice and compact. In terms of figuring out collaborations, for me, it's very natural. I make music as a fan of music.
Right.
So, I like this person. I'm a big fan of this person. I like their sound. And, we vibe when we get in the studio. So it's like, yeah, why not? Let's make music together. And as long as that person also understands where we're going with the direction, because there's always a direction. I don't just make music just based on
vibes.
There's always a direction.
So wait, you know how artists would go into the studio and just see so we go do or two artists just the inside studio, right? And just decide say, guy, you feel me. It's not how you guys make music. Or you are very serious. I'm like, this is direction. Because I've heard that. Wait, so fast. I've heard. I've heard that some of the best music is like we just the vibe.
How do you imagine my session is like?
I don't think you drink alcohol.
I do.
So I'm imagining you guys in the studio. Maybe I can't mention a talent, but somebody walks in, you know, and it just has this sound like, like, you know how we freestyle, right? You could just come from nowhere, somewhere say, this one go enter, and we get a song.
So you're not far from it.
But you, like, the lyrics are so powerful. So me, I'm thinking that you are sat and writing. But if you had somebody collaborating with you, they will bring out the other side of you, like the freestyle part.
So different songs have different processes.
Right.
You know, there's songs that are like this in the sense that from the very beginning is just writing.
Right.
But a lot of times as well, you kind of allow the music to direct you. You know, so that's what happens with those people when, you know, just move because they're letting the music move them.
Right.
You know, they're just flowing and allowing it to come unfiltered, unhindered. Now, most of the time, you're still going to go back to that and edit here and there.
Right.
But initially, you want it to just pour out just as it hits you. And that usually is a beautiful system.
Right.
I'll have you know.
Was that your system?
Beautiful. I do it sometimes too, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. You know, I don't smoke, so without the...
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think you smoke.
Yeah, I don't smoke. But I allow the music take me away as well sometimes. But of course, I'll still go back to edit because most of the times that first take is a lot of gibberish. It's a lot of gibberish, but you identify melodies. You identify close words that you can now put words into. You know, you identify cadences, you know, bounces and directions that are like, he's going, you know.
Well, you're saying cadences, bounces, like this is a lot of musical knowledge, right? So beyond being an artist, can you produce for yourself? Do you just get a sound and I'm like, okay, I'm humming this sound in my ear. Let me go to my studio at home because people usually have studios in their houses.
Music production is not beans. Music production is not beans at all. So big shout out to all the producers out there. It's not easy. So I can have an idea for a sound, but to open a laptop and create it, I've not got in there. You know. So what happens most of the time is when I get that, I share. Oh, this is an idea that I have. Oh, this direction I want us to go with this. And then they create it, you know, with their own ability and gift, you know. But identifying sounds, instruments, tone selection, I know what I want to hear, you know, because it's music, it moves you. It works with emotion.
Right.
If I hear saxophone, there's a way that it makes me feel. So it now depends on what you play with it. And, you know, so yeah, I can identify what I like, but to do the actual production, I have people that are super talented in that area that I work with, yeah.
Do you guys debate, I'm coming back to the album thing, right? So it's one thing for you to, as the artist, think that this is the sound that I like, this is what I'm leaning into, and as much as you like it, your people don't like it, and they don't think it's going to be a hit. Has that ever happened before?
Of course, well, very well. Very, very well. Very, very well.
Do you stick to your gut? Like, do you stick to...
Sometimes. Other times, you listen. You know.
Well, all the times that you've not listened, have you always been correct?
Not all, but majority.
Yeah.
Majority, to be honest. So, as an artist, you need to listen to your gut a lot because you know what you are doing.
Yes.
You know, there's a reason why you are here. It's because you know what you are doing. You are the one that created the music that got you here in the first place. So sometimes, though, and I try to listen to what they're saying and not just think that, no, this is what I like, this, no. At least if they say something like, this is beautiful, but it's not timely, then maybe there's a point there. Maybe there's a better time to release that can even help it do better.
Right.
You get?
Right.
So I'll listen to something like that. But, if maybe I think it's amazing and you say, I don't think it's that amazing, but I really think it's amazing, then I can go with my gut in that instance.
Which song you don't go with your gut, we blew, we shock your people?
I wouldn't be able to remember the debates behind songs where I don't release now, Sha. I wouldn't be able to remember all that. I wouldn't be able to remember all that. So not the actual song now, the video. So for This Is Nigeria, for example, when I first recorded it, I shared it with my team. They were like, hey, this is crazy. Bro, this is crazy. Just drop on like that. I was like, no, it never completes. I want to shoot video, we go show everything. Where you say if you watch them, you go mad.
Yeah. And
they were like, no need. I said, bro, trust me, bro. I know it's how they see. And I shoot them. And bro, scatter everywhere.
That song scatter everywhere.
Scatter everywhere. Yeah. So but in terms of the actual songs and I'll be able to remember that chat. But yeah, that's the closest I can remember.
Before the Fist, I'm sure that you have a favorite, like the song that is your favorite on the album.
I don't.
I beg you.
It's tough.
Which one is tough? All the songs are so great. They're so great. You don't have it. There will be one that is like every time you want to perform or you listen to it, you're like, I did this. There's one.
There's many, bro. There's so many.
Give me the many.
The last song on the album, Storytime, because it's very personal. It's about my life. It's about my journey.
Right.
It's so deep and it's 5 minutes, 45 seconds. My brother, there's no song in my life that I've ever written that is that long, but it's still so crazy.
5 minutes, waiting?
5 minutes, 45 seconds.
On the album?
On the album, but it's the last track on the album.
Right.
It's like you go, and then you settle into this story and the journey of how we got here. So crazy, so insane. But I can say the same about Famomi featuring Dotty the Deity. Such a beautiful song, bro. A classic. Bro, 2052. They're still jamming that record. It's timeless, my bro. I can say the same about Wayo. Wayo is insane. There's a Fela sample on there. But it's so Afro hip-hop. It's so much, it captures so much energy, so much oomph. I can say the same about Slow Down with King Madi. What is this record, bro?
I feel like for me, I think I would enjoy the King Madi one because you keep hammering on that King Madi. Let's say you don't make jam for that.
It's a beautiful record, bro. But it's not just that too.
Yeah.
The feature with Odumodu. Oh man.
Odumodu is on it.
It's on the album. It's called Anything Goes. Bro, you enter into this song and you feel like you want to go and confront somebody. Because that's how the song makes you feel.
Yeah.
It captures like oomph, so much grit. And that's why I said it's tough to pick a fave, man. It's really tough. Everything has so much character.
Yeah.
Even Wonderfully Made featuring Oiza May. It's just a song that just instills so much positivity and confidence, in the average person. And that's what we wanted to do with that. And, with this album, the mood is upliftment.
Right.
It's upliftment. I didn't want to create anything that would drown you in sorrows. I didn't want to create anything that will make you angry. I want to create something that would uplift you.
But if it's conscious, it might get some people angry.
It's not possible. It's conscious in a way. That's what I said earlier on. That I made it to be different. That's what I said. It's subtle. It's not head on. Remember when I said earlier on that my approach this time, it's not literal. It's not bang on.
Yeah,
It's not.
Yeah.
It's in there. It's not in your face. But if you listen, you can hear it.
Okay. I'm looking forward to listening to that particular track.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move away from the album a bit. Since the last time you came, there's been lots of activism online. But last time you were here, right? I thought that maybe you would have dumbed down the activism a bit because, for commercial purposes, right? But if like say you go put fire, you go put fuel for the fire, right? And I'm always wondering, like, do you ever think that sometimes activism might just affect you a bit in terms of like career progression?
No.
You know they fear at all.
No, I know they fear anything. But if something, your character, if something like if this thing is who you are, then
so naturally, you know they grill normally.
They agree.
But like every time I see you, you strike me as very quiet, very. But when I hear your voice online, it's like, like
I am quiet, I am calm, but if there's something I feel deeply compassionate about, if there's something I feel strongly about, I don't go agree.
You think that has to do with like your upbringing?
Of course, there's a big part of that, but it's also just my nature, But of course, upbringing is also what makes us,
right?
It's a big part of what makes us.
And there's never been a time that the people behind you, your business managers, the people like Falz, I beg, Aurora, like tone it down, I beg, we're about to, please.
No, they know me by now. So they don't even bother all those ones.
Yeah.
But they also know that I'm a man that values balance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a man that values balance. And from time to time, if you're swinging this way, at some point you swing the other way. You balance things. And, I've always made music that embodies activism. But I've also always made music that embodies jaye, chop life, relax your body, enjoy yourself. As much as I'm fighting establishment for oppressing us, I'm also shopping my life and,
Has there been any threat to your life?
Not directly.
I
mean, apart from silly trolls, maybe online, or people will go send you message. Like, it's back without bite.
I would imagine that with all this talk and you heralding some movements, and I imagine that you'll be getting threats, even from people high up there, or you just walk around Lagos freely.
Not high up there, like, oh, these people.
So nobody ever call you say, Falz, you have to be careful.
Normal. They talk down, you have to be careful. Be careful. Do this. But that's not a direct threat. That's just an advice. Be careful.
For you yourself, you just feel say, God has just covered me, like I'm good.
Yeah, man. You just feel like you have divine protection, and
right.
At the end of the day, what's there to be afraid of? But if they fear, you don't go do anything now. If they live your life with fear, you don't go do anything. What's there? At the end of the day, we're all just passing by. So this life is not the final destination. We are still going.
I need to be fearless like you, Falz. I would do better. But do you ever think that you run for office?
Never.
Don't never say never.
Never. I'm saying never now.
It's a lie.
Never is never.
So if you got an appointment...
Appointment is out now.
So go and make a change now.
No, politics has never been a part of my plan.
So you don't think that 10 years from now, after... I'm not saying you're going to retire, but after having like a beautiful career, who do you think that we want to support to be in public office to help make the change that we want?
Like, do I have somebody in mind? Is that what you're asking?
No. Do you when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, if there's anybody that I think that should hold like public office so they can effect change, it's you. Because
I don't think I'm capable of, just there's a lot that is required to be in office. And that's why I've never touted myself as a politician or any sort of thing like that. A lot of patience, a lot of character, a lot of being meticulous, a lot of being careful that is required from occupying public office.
Right.
That a lot of these people don't think about. They just freestyle. Because Nigeria, and they collect mediocrity. They will collect the nonsense like that.
I feel like you have no regard for all the people in public offices.
I mean, can you mention one person that that is occupying public office and you can really, really commend that is doing an amazing job?
But there's nobody that you think?
I can't think of anyone.
But you know the people who go in there with good intentions, and I feel like they're swallowed up by the system.
But what?
Because you can have bright ideas about what you do in government until you reach the government.
If you're swallowed up by the system and you're a person of integrity, what would you do?
So this brings me to the conversation I was having with somebody in Abuja recently. So he before he got into that government space, he used to do like some NGO stuff, feed people, go to villages, sensitize them. Like he had a track record.
I don't know which person you're talking about. But that already sounds to me like he was already setting himself up.
Now wait till I wait now.
Okay, good.
So he had he could have fooled me, right? I hope that he doesn't see this. So he now joined a party, the voice when they go down small, when they support. So I saw him, I said, but you had bright ideas for this thing. He started selling me, like I could tell that he was selling me 2028 or I don't know which year he wants to contest. I'm like, this is political. Like you're selling to me. This is not activism anymore, right? Do you think that entering this space changes? Because I feel like some people also have like bright ideas at the beginning, but when you get into this space, they say that it's easier to work from within, because let's be honest, that's what he said.
That's Lamba, my brother. It's Lamba.
Okay, so if everybody resigns, right? So if you get into there and you have so much integrity, right? And you end up resigning, who is going to eventually effect the change?
So eventually, all these people that resign because they have so much integrity will then align because they have the same motive and the same mentality. They would align and they would then form the right passageway to get there. And then the more of these people that are created and are schooled, the more the bulk of people up there will become like this. What I'm trying to say is that you cannot go inside fire to collect fire from devil because you believe that it's from within.
Hey, but you can wear this and go there and try to start putting on the fire.
For inside fire, what do you think will happen? The fire will burn your life.
So how do we get into hellfire?
Now that's what I'm saying. Now you come with you and the people that you want to go together and you create an army that you can really move with. So that by the time you move there, you can really off that fire. You don't go on your own that, from there, I will now infiltrate. Who are you? Are you crazy?
So are you suspicious of people that run for political offices now?
Anybody that is running through all these channels that have been established to be glaringly corrupt and claims they want to go inside and change them, they are deceiving themselves. Either deceiving themselves or deceiving us.
But they've not given the chance for the people who have good intentions to even a political party, when they form their own political party, it's always messed up at the end.
Always. There's not been. Which political party have they formed afresh? There's been not. Even Labour Party has always been there.
Right.
There's no there has not really been any really new movement that is really meant to mirror, people of integrity, blah, 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 blah. There's not really been.
But I feel like if they form them outrightly, they will crush them even before they...
Who are they? But that's the thing. People aren't really trying. Everyone is just thinking, let me go the easy route.
Right.
You have to put in work, man. It's not going to be easy. Nothing is going to be easy. They don't serve you anything on the bed of roses.
Right.
So don't think that you want to go the way, I want to infiltrate from within. You're deceiving yourself.
Just can I ask you a question that they've always asked since time? When do you think Nigeria will get better? Do you think that by the time when I would be 15, like maybe 20 something years, right? Do you think every time I'm turning 50, I will look back and say, oh, we really suffered for this country, but we thank God that we're here now. It's much better. I remember in our time, things were worse. Do you think we ever get to a point where we can breathe and say, Nigeria don't do better?
I think it's possible, though.
This is your answer.
I think it's possible. But the people there, they're even laughing. They're even laughing because I say it's possible.
People don't believe in your country. It's so sad. This lack of patriotism is why people don't even try.
I think it's possible. But it will take a while and it will take a lot of effort. We have to really be like all hands on deck. But is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Will it happen in our lifetime? We don't know. We don't know.
Okay. That's a safe answer.
Yeah, but it's very possible, of course. If we ginger.
Let me move away from activism, right? So you wear many hats, right? And even me, we just be podcaster and this thing. I'm stressed, right? I'm wondering, what are the things that you do to take care of yourself? what are the things that you do to just let the weight down? Because a lot of weight carrying, or there's a lot of weight that you're carrying, just even recording albums, acting, activism, being an uncle, being a son. Like, there's just so many compartments that, do you push these things away at some point and just say, you know what, let me do Falari time? How do you just let the weight down?
Balance. Like I said, balance is key. So from time to time, try and balance yourself, balance your psychology, balance your physical. So relax, take breaks. That's why I said to you earlier on that I felt that break was important because you need to breathe. Especially if you're doing a lot. You need to breathe. You need to take time to soak in pressure and, let it out. Let off steam.
Right.
It's important. I try to create and drown myself in things that give me pleasure, things that relax me, things that help me to feel relaxed, like the good old saying, all work cannot play, makes Jack a dull boy. So create things that will relax you.
What's play for you? I imagine that when you're not in the studio, you have like friends, like does Femi come over and you guys are just playing snooker? You are just watching it.
No snooker, more like PlayStation.
Okay, PlayStation.
I'm a video gamer. Oh yeah.
So you have your normal in that carcass that you guys just do boy stuff.
Yes, they play game, they play ball, actual real life ball. They watch ball. Big Arsenal fan. We just chill, they drink or whatever. Yeah, man. My guys, with my guys. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes games, all these like normal charades, all those P's. Normal.
Then you go back home so when you go back home, do you go back home as Falz or Falari? Or like, I want to imagine what a link up with your family would be like. Your sister, your mom, everybody. Like, what do you guys literally gist about? Like, because all of you, like, you guys are funny. Even your dad is funny, low-key. So I'm wondering what a gathering of...
Oh, it's hilarious, bro. Oh, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But I love them to bits, man. It's hilarious. But it's anything and everything.
Right.
Anything and everything. Whether it's stuff that's happening, whether it's serious stuff, it's anything and everything. We have debates where we're going back and forth on the regular.
Yeah.
And we have times where we're just chilling.
Do you guys have like a time where you said like everybody assemble?
No.
Because all of you are...
No.
Because everybody's a big deal in your family.
Do you have a family meeting? Do you have all those, please by so and so time? No,
but because since everybody has like a career, everybody's doing something.
Yeah, no, obviously just casually arrange. Maybe, I'm going to be in London on so and so. Are you able to make it? Oh yeah, okay, I'll come. Okay, I'll come. Yeah, not like meet me at so. No, not that deep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about acting. I think that you even have a more successful career than some veterans that have been acting. Like, you have collected box office than even people who don't do this career for 20 years. How do you feel about just even being a successful actor? Like music will always work, right? But if you stop music today and decided to take on Nollywood by the jugular, you would actually succeed. How does that make you feel, first of all?
For me, it's exciting. I've always loved film and acting, even making films, which is something I am entering into as well. But I've always just loved the art of it. So it's beautiful to be able to be in that world and to be thriving in it. So I'm having a great time.
How do you choose your projects? Is it only Funke that has your moon button?
No,
because it feels like she just say Shege. You say I'm available. Because I feel like you select your stuff.
Jennifer's, the whole Jennifer franchise,
right,
is emotional for me.
How so?
Because that's my genesis, really. That's where my film story really started from. So, bro, it's emotional. Almost any time of any day, if you call me that you still want to make a sequel, bro, I'm here for you.
But if our people called you and you said no? I imagine that our people call you a lot and you say no.
So just hold on a second. I'm getting there. So I would say no in some instances. Now, like I said, this one has an emotional attachment to it. But there's other projects that prior to that, maybe I didn't even know them from anywhere. But I saw the vision. I saw, okay, this is going to be, I knew of maybe their past work, and I knew, okay, this is going to be good. And I was a part of that. And I genuinely loved the end product. I'll give you Brotherhood, for example.
Right.
Jade, obviously renowned filmmaker. She's made stuff that's been amazing. She's come, she says she's going to make an action film. Myself, Toby Bakri, blah, blah, this is the story. I'm like, yo, this sounds exciting. Let's go. Chief Daddy, for example, Ebony Life. This is the story of a family, blah, blah, blah. You're going to play this spoilt brat that wants to be a rapper.
Yeah.
I like this. Let's go.
Yeah.
So for me, it just has to be appealing. It has to sound like it will be groundbreaking. It has to sound like something I would genuinely enjoy doing as well. Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that you would move away from the funny, or it's always going to be part? Will you ever play like maybe a man whose wife died from cancer? There's nothing funny about that.
Love!
You think?
See, and I did like this. I want to define. Please, hello, if you're making film and you want to cast me, give me something strong. Give me emotional character.
Where you will cry.
Give me lover boy. Give me lover boy. Where I'll do romance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of romance, though, and speaking of being a lover boy.
What happened to your voice? What's it? What's that?
Since the last time you were here, you say you cannot fall in love. You say there's no love available. You even went on other podcasts and I saw you. I'm like, Falz, are we still on this matter? What's your problem with love?
Now them they ask me. Now them they always ask me.
So wait. I used to be like you before when I thought that I didn't need love. I was okay by myself.
Oh, so you're in love now?
No, I'm not. No. But wait, my land.
So you're still like me then?
Wait first. I realized that mine was a trauma response. So I'm praying to God now to break the ice, to thaw the ice, Because I think that I need it, right? But I don't know how to emote. But for you, it feels like you have a lot of love around you. I don't think it's a trauma response. Like I
do have love. I don't feel like I'm devoid.
I just feel like you say it just because. Or my theory with you is that
maybe I've been and I didn't admit it.
In secondary school, that's where girls destroy men. Maybe when you're loving one girl, she's one of the most beautiful girls. You do assignments for her, you walk her home, but she ended up with one guy that doesn't even care about her. So that's the first stint. Or there've been series of heartbreaks that you're just like, this love thing is not for me. Because even the Bible talks about how much we need love, the love of God. That's why God came. Like love.
Not this guy getting spiritual.
Yes, love is so fundamental to our being. So
love, not necessarily romantical love, though.
Rest, Professor. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not devoid of love. I'm not devoid of affection. I've been in situations, and I've said this as well before. I've been in situations where I've really liked. I've just now said, "Oh, I'm in love with you."
Please get out. Falz, get out. I feel like you just enjoyed the fact, say.
I never talk out. Maybe at some point it became that too. I don't know.
I feel like you're just riding on this wave. I feel like it's not that.
Happy. Okay.
So I feel like somebody like you, if you see love, they come, you could dodge and say, Amy.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't dodge, from time to time. Also because you get what you will see, we go make you dodge them too now. But because you have to block it. You have to guide.
I know. That's what we've been.
Early enough.
Trust me, I'm a guider.
If you enter into a situation where parational, you didn't get yourself again. How do you explain yourself?
Okay, so that's why I'm talking about my own trauma. So for me, if I see love they coming, I don't dodge because the vulnerability is too much for me. What is your own story? Like for me, like this, I just feel like the amount of years it took me to come back up again is too much. So I naturally just shut down. But there's no love without vulnerability. So is it your lack of vulnerability that's making you not?
Maybe it's the vulnerability as well.
Is it too much to deal with that somebody will have that much power and control over you?
Maybe I don't feel like it's just any and everybody that you should be vulnerable with. And so maybe I then raise the stakes or the standards in terms of finding that person to be vulnerable with. Maybe that's how I can explain it best, I think.
So all these love songs they've been writing, was it a lie?
No, it wasn't. Oh, I felt those emotions, but I just didn't say I love you.
I feel like you're just taking the piss, if you ask me. I think that's the satisfaction of giving that person, just even you giving that person the satisfaction to say, Falz said he loves me. will kill you even more than the actual emotion itself.
So maybe. No, I don't think that's true. That's too petty. That's too petty. Because one day, there will still be somebody that I will still love now. I will still say, I'm in love with you, baby. Baby, I'm in love with you.
At this rate, I don't know.
There will be somebody.
What the timeline? You don't have a timeline.
I'll say it, and I'll say it in a very soft way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in love with you. I love you so much.
This is cruise. I feel like you're catching cruise here.
No,
you will say anything to get away from this question.
I'll say.
Okay, but are you seeing someone?
Am I seeing someone? Like at the moment? What do you mean by seeing?
We'll die on this hill to ask this question.
Perhaps.
Are you
possibly
involved with somebody?
Quite possibly.
Right now.
Quite possibly.
And she's aware that the only thing that I would get from this is a like. It's a tap.
But if I say a like.
Yeah. And she's okay.
Maybe.
Anyway, going forward, doesn't he get... Okay, let's even say you're not romantically involved. You're not lacking affection, that's what you said.
Oh, of course. No, I'm not lacking affection. I'm not lacking affection. Well taken care of.
Okay, so when you guys are together and, there's so much emotions in the air, so you know if you just look and say, oh, I love you so much.
I like you a lot. You see, I really like being with you. I'm really at ease in your presence.
I don't believe this.
I cherish
what we have. You complete me. That's too much for you.
No. Complete me. Sound now. Complete me is marriage, yo. That's you are proposing marriage. You complete me. Just be careful with your words.
I'm so good at getting, you have blocked me everywhere. The shield is even bigger than... Oh yeah, wait, let me ask the final one. Do you think about marriage? And when you think about marriage, are you going to marry somebody you like? Or someone, you're not going to marry somebody you love? Or you think that at some point, this wall will be broken eventually?
I mean, eventually, yeah. Eventually, yes, of course. I'm not going to live my entire life having not said to a woman that I love you.
I feel like I've said this, you just did 2 and 4. I don't believe this thing.
I've actually said
you probably said it when you were in secondary school or...
No, even that. What do I know about love that time? But do I think about marriage? I do think about marriage. Have I settled into the concept of it yet? Not yet. I'm not certain of it yet. And it feels it's a lot. It's a lot. And if you're gonna do anything, you have to do it well. So if I'm really gonna do it and do it well, then I have to really settle into the idea. So it's a thing that it's there. I do think about it from time to time, but have I settled into the idea? Not yet.
So, but one thing, you don't strike me like the artists that would just have a baby mama or multiple baby mamas. And I even give you credit a lot when we have conversations, right? Your shit not even the smell commercial. I've never heard say one girl said something said, maybe not in my circle, but it never smell rich public. That means you're really on guard.
I try my best. I try my very best. One thing I don't like is drama.
Right.
I don't like drama. So I know that having a situation that that is unplanned, that you didn't prepare for, usually comes with a lot of drama. And that drama will definitely take its toll on you.
Right.
So that's a thing that I also try to avoid. Unplanned situations, including children.
If an unplanned situation happened by mistake right now, what will you do about it?
Oh, you do now. You face it. You face it. You face it. It's real life, my bro. What will you do before? You face it.
So no unplanned situations ever happen. You're really the bad guy. You're really the bad guy. Okay, let me move away since I cannot win. This, like you came
This guy is strange.
you know, Grisha, but let's move on from it. Like, let's move into like faith and just your mindset and evolving, right? What is something that used to bother you, or something that you just don't care about anymore? It doesn't matter to you anymore. Have you ever cared really, like, about like what people, no things that people would not naturally care about, what people would say, how should I, if I did this, what people would think?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I just tried to stay on my lane. Like I said, I don't like drama.
Mm-hmm.
Try to stay on my lane and just face my own and do what makes me happy.
Yeah.
Don't really care, like, what's this one saying or that person. It doesn't concern me.
It's true. Speaking of staying on your lane, right? Because you keep giving me new questions to ask. Do you get into altercations like with people? Like, I've never seen you like in a brawl, except of course when it comes to activism. Like with your colleagues, none of the gets one or two.
Hardly.
Say, this person fuck up. I need to.
Hardly.
Are you the guy that just walks away?
Most of the time. Oh yeah. Most of the time. Hardly. But for the instances where I've had like relations with colleagues and those relations were so weird. I'm like, what kind of human being is this? But again, I just walk away. Because
we find a lot of people in our industry that are very interesting.
Like
very the people who are like, how did you get famous? Because you're so badly behaved. Like, why, God?
But I mean, majority of people that are famous are not okay. Majority. So it's not surprising that they are famous, but is how are you going about life with this mindset? More like.
Do you think that it's the part of our brain that's not normal that makes us this?
There's a big.
I think so.
There's a big element of that. Yeah.
I know you're normal. I know you're okay.
Am I though?
Well, with what you've said, I cannot.
To a large extent.
Yeah. But you know that when I speak to a lot of famous people who have achieved success, like, in entertainment, they're not really okay. There's always a part of them that I feel like that's what also pushes them to be this.
Yeah, I think everybody has their own madness, and me included, But it's just what's the degree of yours and what's your condition.
What's the degree of yours and your own condition?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be the one to be able to look at it and say.
Yeah.
I think somebody from outside should analyze me and tell me my own madness. But but I wouldn't be the one to say for myself.
Yeah.
But I know that everybody has their own,
Let's talk about faith and spirituality. This is a Jesus believing podcast. Are you Muslim or Christian?
None of the above.
Aha. Let me sip for this. I suspected. You don't believe in Allah or Jesus?
None of the above.
In this country?
You say in this country?
How have you been surviving? What do you believe in the universe?
I believe in Yoruba traditional religion.
Stop. Tell me about it.
Yoruba traditional
like Ifa?
Yeah.
It's a lie. Oh, yes, it's true. You went to that Ifa podcast too.
This guy.
Oh, that's really your... Give me this tea. Like, please, let's talk about it. Look, because I'm actually curious. Let me know if I will switch now. So I'm not switching, guys. But
don't kill me. No, so I was joking about that. I'm not in active practice of that religion. But I believe that too many of us look at traditional religion and we look down on it. We look at it as evil. We demonize it. But it's not. There's nothing dark about it. I was watching this P recently where they were interviewing Michael B. Jordan and he said, "Oh, I'm a babalawo."
right.
And so many people were reacting like, "Hey, what?" And it's like, this which is yours, this which is authentically you, which ideally is what you ought to be practicing, you are now looking at it as so dark, so evil. And if somebody says that's what they do, you tell them they are worshiping idol. What do you mean by idol? What did your forefathers worship? Now, because Oyinbo man brought Christianity to you, and at the time appeared more advanced because he had made technological breakthroughs, which of course were important for him because of the conditions in which he existed. Now you looked at this man and you said, this man must have brought the gospel truth, and you threw away the one that you were doing. And now suddenly that one is very evil. That one is dark. That one is devil.
Hey, Falz. Okay, how do you worship?
I personally think that religion was created for a purpose.
Right.
The purpose is to keep man within control, to keep man within the ambits of decent behavior. Let me just put it like that. You know, and to also give man something to hold on to. You know, and for that reason, however you want to practice yours, whatever you wish to believe in, whatever works for you, that's fine by me. It's beautiful. Do you? You know, but I am not in active practice of religion.
So, you know, people who maintain this stance say this, Jesus is not the only way to get to
because
God.
who told you? Who told you?
Because the Bible says Jesus is the only way.
The Bible was written and passed down by men like yourself. And okay, that's what the other day I tweeted, fornication is not a sin. And people were going mad.
It's true, I saw it so. But you don't think it's a sin?
So, this feeds into my point. The way that I want to practice, even if it's the same religion, the way that I want to practice my own, somebody else will have problem with it because you must follow his own doctrine. Chill now. Why can't we just be? Just do you, my bro. Just do you. Let me just do me. And if to me it's not a sin, then let it be so. And even the same Bible that you're saying, okay, where did the Bible write it there? Is it not sexual immorality that they wrote there? Okay, define your own sexual immorality.
Stop.
Is it a lie? Are you a Christian? Please tell me the passage. Good. Thank you very much. They don't know it.
No, it's in Romans.
Where? Tell me the passage and read it to me. Now, like this.
Let me open it for you. No, guys, don't laugh. It's in Romans 1. But Falz, don't come and confuse. Hey, God. My pastor is watching me. He's going to be so ashamed that I let a heathen come into...
He's a heathen. And you see, there is also that energy of everybody else is an outcast. Do not be unequally yoked.
No, because...
with an
No, that's the what. No,
I'm just saying in general.
What
there's
Christ came
an
for.
attitude of
condemnation
for he that doesn't agree with your belief.
And even as they did not retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to their debased mind to do the things which are not fitting, being filled with all unrighteousness, sexual immorality, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, understanding, who knowing the righteous judgments of God, that those who practice such are deserving of death, not only do the same, but also approve of those who practice them. But when we move further, right?
Sexual immorality.
No. When we move further,
deserving of death.
No. So Paul now explains that this condemnation that was supposed to come to us, that's why Christ came to die in our place. And that's why the Christians worship Jesus. But the oversabi Christians wield these things as, if you do this, you cannot enter the kingdom. The gift of God is without repentance. Like, once you accept Christ, and I'm trying to preach, right?
Of course you are. Clearly. Even somebody came out and replied that tweet and saying, sorry, sir, it's on the same level as murder.
That's very stupid, right?
But,
sin,
but all sin is equal.
Sin is sin, and that's why Christ came to fix the sin problem. So the problem with religion as opposed to relationship with Jesus is that religious people want to feel like they've done something to earn it. Because if you break one law, you've broken all. Like let's say you don't fornicate, but you're a liar. That's also sin. That can lead you to hell. But what Christ came to do was to fix the sin problem. That's why we believe in Jesus. So I'm not trying to convert you to this side, right? But I'm trying to explain what religion is. Even religion is a problem for us Christians. The religion of it is a problem.
I think there is so much religion, yet there's so little humanity.
Yeah.
Now, what people need to go and think for themselves is, what am I really doing? Am I really just practicing this because it's written in the books and these are the rules, as well as trying to impose on other people those same rules, as well as try to condemn who does not agree with my own belief or practice?
The Yemi, I said it is the Nigerian religious people that do. No, it's the religious Christians. Because the Bible said, now there's therefore no condemnation for those who are in Christ. Christ became the condemnation so that we're not condemned. But the real religious oversabi Christians want to be condemned so they feel good about themselves.
Yeah. So I think people need to chill and know that what's important is just humanity and love. And that's the religion that I practice.
Yes.
The religion of love and humanity.
Okay. But can I send you a church pamphlet?
That's okay. I'll look at it.
This is my new project.
I'll look at it. I'll listen. I'll consider.
So we can talk about Ifa. I want to know how you...
No, like I said, I didn't mean that. I don't yet practice that actively. I want to know more about that.
Right.
Of course, we were born into a time when Christianity and Islam were the two major things that we grew up on. So I don't know enough about this religion. I want to know more about it. I'm researching, I'm reading up on it, because I want to know more about it, and this is our roots.
But I believe that you just pray and, whoever listens, whoever is the man up there.
Yeah,
you
hope just try and, be kind, be good to people, be humane,
right,
and just spread love.
Okay.
Those are the things I do.
Okay. I'll take that. That's the next question. This religious matter, this stress me. It takes away from my soul. I'm like, Jesus, can't you see what I'm doing here?
Because at the end of the day, nobody knows, bro. Everybody is speculating.
Might tell you.
Everybody's just speculating, my bro.
Tell you,
nobody knows. Nobody knows. Are you going to tell me that you know for sure? Okay, has somebody gone to heaven and come back and tell you, this is how heaven is?
Okay, first, can I say something to you?
We're all speculating.
Wait, all of you here, if I worship us, because when you are heralding him, listen, let me tell you. I stopped doing religion, let's say 2022, 2023. Up until then, I was a religious, church-going, Bible-wielding Christian. Now I'm a relationship Christian. Because now I now understand the God of the Bible.
New school Christian.
Not new school. My problem with us before now is that the Bible was used to punish, was used to even separate us from God. Because when you read something in the Bible, it don't make sense, right? But the only bias of the Bible is Jesus and what he came to do. Listen. So, because I used to always find some things in the Bible like, oh, God killed this one. Like, I'm like, which kind of God is this?
What do you make of performative Christians? All those ones that they were on their camera.
I'm among that. I'm not performative, right?
Must do on your camera.
No, on your camera.
What? Pray.
No, okay. But again, it's when the thing go move, where you go on, you go just.
I think there's performance inside.
No, there's performance. There's always performance with the church. Even a lot of pastors on the pulpit, they are performing for an audience. But there's also something called relationship with God, which a lot of us in this country don't have. We have a relationship that's given to us by our pastors and what they say. But there are people who go back and say, I want to have a relationship with this God that we're talking about.
A lot of people, those people that perform In reality, they're the worst kind of people.
That's what is so angry intellectuals, where when they look at it logically, that doesn't make sense.
Yes, no.
So for you, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, because those people, they're the worst lot. They're not really loving. They're humane.
Wicked.
They're wicked people there.
Yes.
But they'll still do like this.
Come
on, man.
Thing.
It's not by that too. It's not by that too.
God loves all of us. And so I'm going to end with this, right? It's also important which lens you see Christ from. And a lot of people have terrible lenses. Like they're terrible representation of who God is. So those deaconesses who are very wicked, those long skirts wearing girls who the skirts will later go up at night, those are terrible lenses for seeing Christ. Because when Christ was here, he didn't try to fit in even with the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the people who were so religious. He hung out with people who needed Christ. So my own deduction is that as a Christian, you must embody this same love and humanity you're talking about, so much so that anybody who was probably doubting before can see Christ in you.
That should even be the ginger.
Yes.
Man, this guy is so full of love and full of life.
Mm-hmm.
But this same us, that we are saying, Jesus, this same us, we don't even care about the next man.
Yes.
I was talking about earlier on, about how individualistic we have become with our mindset.
Right.
Isn't that the height of selfishness? Does the Bible not preach against selfishness?
Mm-hmm.
Are there not tons and tons of people that are dying just even in the next state? What am I saying state? In the next street from you. Mm-hmm. What are you doing about that? But you're funny, you are the most righteous.
Yeah, but let me quickly hammer on that, right? There's no way that you would know God and experience God and not care for the next person, because God is love. And once God is in your heart, you want to express that love. So, funnily enough, right? Somebody like you will present God more to other people than somebody who's been in church for 30 years, because they are just in church, but they don't know God.
So make I open church now. Because I feel like if I buy fine suits and fine shoe, I start a ministry today.
Let's move on from the religious conversation, because actually, that's one of the problems.
Yeah, go run am.
Anybody if you run am.
Go run am.
Okay. But Falz is fine. I'm going to send you a pamphlet. I'm going to send you Wednesday service.
Where do you worship? What's the name of the church?
Logic.
Oh, I've been to Logic.
You went to church?
What do you mean by that? I've visited churches here and there, just to see.
So you just gotta see what they're doing.
See what's
popping.
Actually,
you go there looking like.
No. I listen.
I know your time.
No, I listen.
You know the thing is that I have friends who don't believe in this our church thing, but they come to spy.
Sometimes you even go to church also to find babes.
That's the truest thing you said. No.
But
I
because some churches have babes, bro.
My church. Sorry to my pastor. My church.
Not you say sorry to my pastor.
The girlies will be that.
No, don't worry. When I came in, I observed.
But you know what the thing is? I'm even of the opinion that men should come to church to look for babes. Because in the looking, Jesus will arrest you.
You find a woman of God there.
Because a lot of brothers who came, they followed skirts and they've been staying for 3 years now, 4 years, they're arrested.
Okay. So that was FD. That's it. That's an angle.
When they say, I don't care. If you think the girls are fine, show up.
That's an angle.
Except say, my pastor, they preach well, Sha. It's on him to do the work of converting them. Anyway, see you in church next week Sunday. There are fine girls there. I'll see you. Quick fire questions here.
Let's go.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Afrobeats or Fuji?
Oof, it's a tough one. I love Fuji. And I love Afrobeats. Na collabo.
No, you guys choose one.
Afrobeats.
Afrobeats or R&B?
Afrobeats.
Afrobeats or rap?
Oof, rap Afrobeats.
Well, that's a new one. Okay, I'll let that one slide because you're a rapper. Movie premiere night or album release party?
Oh, man.
Oh, please don't act like you're thinking. Man. I bet if I'll stop what
album release.
You know what I mean? Album release where you don't do, I don't come.
Album release.
You throw a mean album release party.
Fair enough. Album release.
One verse from another artist you wish you wrote.
Ooh. That like on my song or like just on any song? Like just
song.
any.
Or even your song too, yeah.
Or maybe let me just say one performance. It wasn't necessarily a verse, so it's just a performance on the song. Dirty the Deity on Family. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
it's hard like that.
That's that kind of performance that you wish you wrote it.
Okay.
It's exceptional.
Okay. One song that you wish was yours.
Sweet Fantasia, hello. I know FIFA.
That song's sweet too.
Oh, bro,
I love it. I love it.
It's delicious.
Temisan as a rapper or you as a talk show host?
Temisan as a rapper.
And that would be so bad.
I believe say you go kill him.
It would be so
terrible.
You could have chosen the latter, but okay. Because I will make a terrible rapper. Lagos, Abuja, or London?
Ooh.
London is your place, right?
I really like London.
Yeah.
Abuja.
Why?
Abuja is peaceful. It's so peaceful. It's so serene. London is too cold. Lagos is too chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been saying this thing to Abuja, to people about Abuja. Like Abuja is so
serene.
So you don't even understand.
So gentle. It's so
the
calm.
pace.
So man.
The people.
And the people are warm. The air gets dusty, that's the only thing. I mean, I have allergies.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But apart from that, it's
compared to Lagos, I feel like once I land in Abuja, there's just so much peace. Like the people are not hustling. Even at the airport, there's still pace.
Yeah. And of course, it's infrastructurally, it's a mile away from Lagos. Lagos is supposed to be the economic capital.
I think even with the quality of life, it's just much better.
Yeah.
You know, I saw an ad for like a duplex in Katakwi Extension. And I came back and I saw an ad for a similar building in Orchid, at Orchid Road. I'm like, saying, Yahweh, are you people mad in this Lagos? Orchid compared to...
The difference was stark, Abi.
It's crazy. So I'm pro Abuja. Abuja's always a good idea.
Abuja is mad.
Yeah. One thing Nigerians need to stop doing immediately.
What we were saying earlier on. Performative religiousness. They need to stop it immediately.
I agree, Sha.
Stop it.
I feel like if you ask me, I feel like they need to censor pastors. I feel like before you climb the pulpit, you need to go with your certificate from theological school or somewhere that you learned. God cannot just call everybody.
Because there are a lot of people that are moving like that and they're convincing people.
Yes, no.
Convincing people.
Brainwashing. I'm still praying that they will release my grandma.
There's one church that they have vests like this now.
I beg. I know they made it no cool.
It's not a bulletproof vest.
And now, once you take that, I beg, I know if you talk about them, please. It's false. It's not
I didn't say anything.
That army, I know they for their problem.
Let's go.
Jollof rice or pounded yam?
Oof. Pounded yam.
Really?
Jollof rice is beautiful. But just because I've had so much jollof rice in my life, I'll say pounded yam.
Okay. What's one thing about fame that still feels weird to you?
Still feels weird.
Why?
Just not being able to go about life, casually.
Right.
Or normally still feels weird. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Quite a lot. I'm not even as big as you. Delete forever. IG or TikTok?
TikTok.
Really? What's wrong with you millennials and not liking TikTok?
Not like I don't like it, but you told me to delete one. So it's not like I don't like it.
But TikTok is more fun if you ask me. I love IG.
Maybe it's an emotional picture. I feel like, Instagram, we've known Instagram since. We've grown on Instagram, So maybe it's an emotional piece.
And you actually had your Instagram.
Bro, this my rise, my everything, kind of, came up. Instagram was a major part of that. But TikTok is popping too. So it's not like I don't like it. It's just if I had to delete one.
Yeah, I would actually delete TikTok. I like TikTok, but I would actually delete TikTok because I owe lots of my career to Mark Zuckerberg. Shout out to that nigga.
Shout out to Mark.
Mark, try for me. Describe before the feast in 3 words.
Before the feast, a palate cleanser.
Oh, that's 3 words.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your new
Thank you.
album,
Thank you very
Falz. I'm
much.
looking forward to like all the reviews. I'm looking forward to the videos because I know that you do like amazing videos as well. Guys, stream this album. Like, what are the things that would desensitize us about the album? What are the things?
You know, it's packed. There's so much on there. It's crazy. So many beautiful collaborations as well. So many different range of sounds. Trust me, you want chop. You got chop. It's a feast. So many delicacies in there for you. And you need to be feeding and feasting on this every day of your life. I promise you. It's out on all platforms. Just go on there, search for Falz, the feast, and stream. Stream, I beg. Me will feature. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. See you next
Appreciate it.
season, Falz.
Boom.